Austin Dillon.
We want to mention the engine builders for that 88 truck as well as the 13.
Oh, problems. Austin Dillon into the wall he goes. Right behind him was the 81 of David Starr.
Yeah, I
Back
think
it down here. We cut or broke something, Danny, on the right front here, it looks like.
I think it looked like that maybe David Starr got in the back of him. He didn't have the momentum.
Try to get slowed down, still coming in.
Yeah,
he didn't have the momentum off turn 2 that I think David.
We come off turn 2. You see the 3 of Austin Dillon right there. Right now the gap is pretty stabilized right here. There's about he got into the outside wall in the straightaway. He definitely did break something.
Wow.
There was no contact from the 81 of David Starr.
Wow, how did that happen?
It just shot to the right as we heard his spotter, Andy Houston, said, I think something broke.
Looked like from the view we had at first, look there, it looked like maybe Starr hooked the back of him. You can see the trucks.
That's exactly what it looked like, but from that other view, there was definitely no contact from the from the 81 truck into the 3 truck.
You have to really wonder what could have possibly caused that truck to veer right like that. He had a problem before that, Phil. He didn't like the truck. He knew something was wrong with it. That's a smart kid.
He's talking about being a little bit tight on entry, so they're going to try to make an air pressure adjustment, and we got a truck spinning sideways off the corner.
That's the 16 that's got sideways. Wes Burton gets it straightened back out as he comes on to pit road, but that brings out our second caution of the night.
You know, a truck that slipped by Wes while he was sliding there was Narain Karthikeyan, and we know at Kansas he wasn't able to slide by Wes when he was.
That very same truck.
That's right. So Narain's saying this is working out better than Kansas.
Here's a look at the incident.
Oh, the 15 of Nelson Piquet Jr. was on the inside. He got loose. He had to chase this truck up the hill, and when he did, he made contact with Wes Burton.
And the wall. Piquet got into the outside. Look at the job Mario Goslin does. A great job getting to the bottom of the track. There's Brett Raymer. You're going to see Narain come slipping through here in a second.
And the 7.
Let's see if we can see what happens. Oh, he gets sideways.
Big time sideways and does make contact with the outside wall.
Okay, now listen. When he's driving away from everybody, that's why. He's running right on the edge. You can hear the tires squalling. He runs every lap just like that.
4 back, coming inside you,
And he kills the engine as he pulls away. You can only push this thing a few pit stalls, and now Donnie Lee gets away as we have caution.
The 85 of Brent Raymer on fire on the front stretch. A lot of damage to the front of that. You see Brent jumping out of that truck.
Well, I'm glad to see Brent get out of that truck.
Oh, that's a lot of fire. You're right, Brett.
See damage to the 39 of Ryan Sieg.
Before, he just caught on fire. Just simply caught on fire there. And it looks like it's inside the driver's compartment. Wow. Had to have a fuel line rupture or something like that, Michael. Had to be. Look at all the fire inside that cockpit.
And then he hit the wall on top of all that, Phil. That's just so scary. It's so good to see Brett Raymer jump out of that truck. You don't think that engine just hand grenaded, do you?
Well,
there was no smoke. There was just fire.
Why the fuel fire like that? That looked definitely like a fuel fire.
More than an oil fire.
More than an oil fire.
There was no smoke.
Yeah.
There's contact to the front of the truck, but after the fire broke out on this truck.
Looked like Brett did a smart thing. Like he tried to get the thing spun around backwards so that fire would blow away from him, but wound up hitting the wall a little bit, but walks away. You're right, Rick. We talked about that crash he had at Daytona. I've never seen anything any scarier than that. I mean, he's going to make them up in a hurry too, Rick. He's stuck to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to get around the 51 of Eric Almirola.
NASCAR notifying the 50, and problems for Ryan Sieg in the 39. He ducks onto pit road, and he is not slowing down.
Back it down, back it down.
Sure, his brakes are shot.
Come on, buddy, slow down.
Take a look up into the wall. The 39 goes.
Yeah, the right front tire goes. You're just along
Passenger.
for the ride. So caught a glimpse of Austin Dillon back on the racetrack after his left rear tire went down and put him in the outside wall on the backstretch early on.
It's broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mechanical issues claiming Brad Keselowski
Kicked out
tonight.
of gear.
Popped out of gear and
Oh,
maybe blew
Dennis
up.
Setzer. Hard contact.
In the 92, the right front and right side of that truck heavily damaged, and the caution comes out.
The top of your screen, obviously, looks like the right front tire went down on Dennis's truck, and pretty hard contact with the outside safer barrier.
He was right down on the bottom of the racetrack too. The worst place obviously to be when you blow a right front tire. If you're on that high line, when the tire blows, you don't have that, you don't get all that momentum into the outside wall.
Donnie Leah in the 07, trying to clear the 56. Taylor Malsom.
Oh, he's
Smoke.
sideways.
Donnie Leah sideways across the field and into the inside wall.
What a great day Donnie was having. Qualified
Up in the front 2 rows.
right up front, solid run going, and it looked like it just got loose with him coming off turn 2. Couldn't tell if there's any contact or not. Eric Phillips is saying, okay, I'd rather not see him. Thing, just look at it, steps out on Donnie. He held onto it for a long time.
Elliott Sadler get by on the inside. There's Taylor Malsom.
Great job by Taylor
smoke
Malsom
right now.
He didn't panic. He and Skinner both just hung out, let off the gas, coasted, didn't do anything aggressively, and waited for the track to clear, and it did. Unfortunately for Donnie Leah, it cleared into the inside wall.
So our 6th caution of the night. This time it's Donnie Leah that brings it out, and it's a 1-truck incident.
There's another view. He's just going to get gradually looser until he loses the back end. Watch this now. When he hits the inside wall with the front of that truck, he's on the brakes. You see him holding the throttle, nailing the throttle to keep that truck from back into the outside wall. Now he's holding the brakes. He makes contact with the inside wall, and he's holding the brakes. But when he's going to let off the brakes, and then the truck is going to back in to the inside wall. Had he not let off the brakes, he wouldn't have had any damage to the back of that truck. Boy, it looked a little more precarious from that position for the 5 and the 56 than it did from the other view.
You know, and Donnie probably...
On. Green flag back in the air. Kyle Busch on the outside gets a good start. Todd Bodine tucks in behind that 18 as they go into turn number 1.
These guys are going to run through this corner wide open. Look at Elliott Sadler on the inside of James Busher in a battle for 4th.
Todd Bodine right behind the 18, trying to draft off that 18 truck as they go into turn 3. Here comes the 33 of Hornaday. Hornaday trying to get on the inside of the 30 of Todd Bodine. Out of turn 4 through the quad oval. White flag in the air. 1 to go for Kyle Busch.
Let's see if Todd can make a run. He's going to go to the high side just for a second. Now he pulls back in behind him.
Kyle Busch down the backstretch. 3 truck lengths
right
in
there,
front of Todd Bodine. Bodine, one last chance, going through 3 and 4. Kyle Busch coming out of turn number 4. All he can see is the checkered flags. He wins in Charlotte. Kyle Busch